In this lesson we want to look at field properties. So in the previous step we set up our fields and our data types. If you look down at the bottom, it shows the different field properties that we can set for a field. Right now Social Security number is set and it's a short text data type, so these are the things that you could do to a short text field. The main one is the field size, and for Social Security number we should have a field size of 11. Another thing that you should always make sure of on your primary key is make sure down here it says yes to be required. Also, we can set up what we call input masks. So if I click here on the input mask, you can see that it says it's a pattern for all data to be entered into a field. So we know that Social Security number has three numbers and a dash, 2 numbers and a dash, and 4 numbers. So we're going to mask that field so you can only type in those 9 digits and the hyphens will automatically appear. Go all the way to the right, you have this button right here, which is your input mask wizard. I'm going to click on it. It's going to ask me to save, so I'll say yes. And I just choose Social Security number from the wizard. And all I have to do is hit finish. You don't have to go through the steps of the wizard to set up your input masks. So I'll hit finish, and now this field's been masked. Don't worry about what you see in here. It's been done properly. For first name, we're just going to make this 15 characters for a field size, and that's all we'll do to it, although we could make it required, but that's okay. For last name, we'll kind of do the same thing as first name, but maybe make it 25. You can see a lot of these are pretty simple. City, make it 20. Now when we get to state, state's typically abbreviated, so we're going to make state 2 characters. Another thing we're going to do with the state field is under the format property, we're going to put a greater than sign, and by doing that it's automatically going to capitalize both characters in the state abbreviation. Okay. The other thing I want to do is put a default value here for state, because I'm going to assume that our example has to do with Oakland Community College, so the majority of our students are going to come from Michigan, so we're going to put MI here for the default value. If we go on to zip code has a field size of 10, and we can mask it. So we'll go back here to the input mask wizard, say yes, and you can see there's a zip code mask, and we hit finish. For address, pretty simple, we'll go back to 25 characters. For phone number, we'll make it 15, but we can also mask phone number. So I'm going to go back to my input mask wizard, click here, it's going to say yes to save, choose phone number, and hit finish. Now phone number has been masked. For major, what we're going to do with major is we're going to create a drop-down list of majors to choose from. We still need to give it a field size, so I'll give it a field size of 3 since our majors have 3 characters. And instead of going down here to any of our field properties to make a field have a drop-down list, we actually go to data type. We click the drop-down arrow next to data type and we choose lookup wizard. When we do that, it gives you some questions here, and what we want to do for a drop-down list is we want to type in our own values at this case. And I'll say next, and then here's where I just type in my allowable majors. So I'm going to type in BUS, CIS, NUR, and UND. So we'll just put 4 majors in our list, then we'll hit next. You have to give it a title, and notice it defaults to major, and then we hit finished. That's how you create a drop-down list in Access. Now if you click on the lookup tab under field properties, you can actually see that we created a drop-down list. For gender, what I want to do here is we're going to abbreviate gender to 1 character. So either male or female, M or F. I'm also going to put a greater than sign here in the format property to automatically capitalize the gender. And then what I want to do with gender is create something called a validation rule. And what this does is it limits the characters that can actually be typed into this field. Now we know that gender can only have 2 allowable characters. So to make a validation rule for gender, we type in equal sign, type in our first allowable character, the space, then we type in the word or, space, and type in F. Those are our 2 allowable characters. Then I'm going to go down to validation text. Under the validation text, we want to type in the message that we want to appear on the screen if somebody types in something other than M or F. So we can say you must type in M or F. And that'll be the message that appears on the screen. For birth date, we're just going to choose Format here, hit the drop down arrow, and I'll choose Short Date. And we should also mask it. So I'm going to mask the date. Tells me to save. I'll choose Short Date. And remember, we can just hit Finish on our masks. For credits, I'm going to hit Number. We don't have to change anything here. We just leave it at long integer. And same with quality points. So that's how we set up our field properties for this particular set of fields in Access.